Hey everybody, I decided to do a solo podcast again since everybody's been busy and it's summertime, so they have family plans and everything like that. I'm outside. I was gonna talk about animals that are put to death, and I was gonna have my stray cat that's been hanging around the house join me, but I can't find it. So she's probably with her real family. So if she wanders over here, she'll join us and she'll listen to about all the disturbing things I'm going to say. Animals were put on trial and put to death back in the day. Like, that's crazy to me. I can't see how an animal could be fit to stand trial, let alone like answer questions or anything. It's kind of funny, but they would actually do this. It was actually in the court system where they would put all animals on trial if they were to like hurt a human or be unruly. That, I guess that would be a way for them to like justify killing the animal. All animals were included in this, like insects to cats to dogs. Pigs are huge, and of course an elephant, which we discussed this briefly in an earlier episode, but like I actually looked it up to see what it was all about. So Jenny the donkey was one case, a little bit well known, but her and her co-accused human were arrested and faced charges for bestiality. After witnesses testified on the animal's behalf, stating that Jenny had good behavior and she was a really good animal, Jenny the donkey was acquitted. But the charges still stood for her co-accused human, and he was found guilty and put to death. Like, does anybody else find that fucking weird? I mean, like, the part where he's put to death because bestiality, I get that. Totally get that. But, like, she was put on trial. She would have put to death, too, if she was found guilty. That was in 1750 in France. So Mary the elephant is another case. She had a trainer who wasn't really a trainer. This person didn't know how to handle elephants, but like he got hired by the circus, and the circus was like, yeah, your job is to go train this elephant. And he's like, okay, I could do that, I guess. No experience at all. So while he was riding her during one of the performances, she got distracted, and the elephant picked up, started to eat a watermelon that was on the ground. Well, the trainer hit her with a metal rod to get her like back on track, and she just threw a huge fit, and she grabbed him off her back with her trunk and slammed him on the ground and stepped on him. Another source said that she impaled him with one of her tusks. But because of all that, there was really no trial or anything, but they did like arrest the elephant. And she was basically put to death right away. She was going to be executed. And she was going to be executed by hanging. So how they did that was a crane was used to hang this poor elephant. However, the first set of chains broke when they tried to lift her, and Mary came crashing down to the ground, breaking her hip, and the second set of chains held her, and she was successfully executed. Like, that was the story that we talked about before, but it's just crazy to me that they want to put an elephant to death for acting like an elephant, you know? Let's see here. There's another story about, a group of apprentices were basically bitching about that they were treated worse than cats. They imitated the cat screeching and meowing. The boss ordered all the stray cats to be killed. So the apprentices held a trial for the cats, and the cats were convicted of witchcraft. The men hung the cats for their crimes. So if you hear a cat at night, according to this, they're practicing witchcraft. So another story is in 2004, which this is very recent. Kata the bear was accused of mauling 2 people at 2 different occasions at a campsite. She was abandoned by a circus and put in a cage near a campsite as an attraction. A boy came up to her cage and she reached out and mauled his leg. On a separate occasion, a man went up to the cage and went to go pet the bear, and she mauled his arm. She was put on trial and found guilty, and her sentence was to be imprisoned, which I thought was going to be like in a zoo, which that makes sense. It's like a big prison for animals. So this bear was held at a human prison with people in a cage for 15 years. She was released into a zoo in 2019. That is extremely recent. So you really want to go back in time. In Switzerland in 1474, someone witnessed a rooster lay an egg, and roosters don't lay eggs, so they claimed that the rooster was the devil, and put the rooster on trial for his devilish crimes. The rooster was found guilty and was sentenced to death by fire, which the executioner, I would say, would be a chef, but claimed the rooster laid 3 more eggs, and they say that rooster eggs contain a demonic dragon chicken. So if he laid 4 eggs total, I want to see where these demonic dragon chickens are at. Figure like there would have been more around. So some of the worst offenders are pigs. A boy fell into a pig pen in France, and the mother and babies thought it was their lunch, and the pigs ate the boy. Their pigs were taken into custody, and the law mandated a trial before putting the creatures to death. The mother pig was convicted and sentenced to death, where the piglets were spared. They were just following their mother's bad influence. That's crazy. It's hot out here, guys. Another pig was arrested for mauling a child. The pig was put on trial and convicted. The pig was to be put to death by hanging. They dressed the pig up in a man's clothes, and he was hung in the square, which that's crazy and kind of sick too. There was another time a pig wandered into a farmhouse looking for food and found a crib and started to eat whatever was in the crib, which was a baby. The pig was arrested, and the pig was hung for that too. Like, that's, I don't know. Crazy. Like, we cook pigs, we eat pigs. You know, same thing with the rooster, chicken. Like, now the elephant is kind of crazy. So in 2018, this one's another recent one. A science teacher would bring his snapping turtle to class. He would feed it small animals during class, like gerbils, guinea pigs, etc. One day, the teacher brought a sick puppy in for the turtle. The turtle snapped in half, and the students were outraged. I mean, anybody would be outraged if they were to see that. The turtle was taken into custody, and an investigation was launched. The turtle was charged and convicted and put to death. Like, I want to know, is this still happening now? Or are we still putting animals to death? Like that? Like, are we putting them on trial still? I'm gonna go try to find a cat. Hi, come here. Hi. Oh my goodness, cat butt. Yeah, hi. Do you see that? Do you see? Look in the camera. Hi. Oh my goodness, you're talkative. Okay. Ooh, as you could hear, I found the kitty cat. She's trying to love on everything. Hi. This is her. Wanna say hi? Somebody abandoned her. Has to be somebody abandoned her out here because she is so loving. And she has no fleas or anything like that, so I know that somebody just dumped her. What? So do you want me to tell you a story? Yeah. You want me to tell you a story? I'll tell you a story. First, let's do some ASMR with the kitty cat.
The ASMR is gonna be creepy.
Hi. Okay. Let's talk about Dormy the dog. Here we go. He would roam the neighborhood killing the cats. Sunbeam and her kittens were out sunbathing and she was feeding her kittens when Dormy jumped the fence and killed them all. He was doing this for a while. He terrorized the neighborhood, right? So he killed about 14 cats total. Well, the neighbors had enough of this dog's bullshit and they demanded him be put to death. Aw, she wants pets. The owner hired a lawyer and they took the case to trial. Okay? It was a hung jury. It was 11-1 in favor of the dog. Dormy ended up walking free after killing all those cats.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's it.
That was one story. Oh, here we go. Do you want to be up on the screen? So a French ship was found wrecked after a horrible storm. Okay, the only survivor was a monkey dressed as a sailor.
Curious George.
Not Curious George. Caleb came to join me. A trial was held for this monkey because everyone thought he caused the ship to wreck. The monkey couldn't answer the questions that were being asked, and they concluded that the monkey was a French spy and sentenced him to death by hanging. Yeah, pretty crazy.
Was it public execution?
No, but you missed the story about the elephant. That was a public execution where they hung an elephant by a crane. So those are the stories that I found I had a bunch of them.
Are they real?
Yeah, these are all real stories.
Like they did this to actual animals?
Yeah, they did this to actual animals.
A monkey is a French spy.
They thought, yeah, well, they would accuse animals of crimes and put them on trial to justify them killing the animals. Yeah, I know. I had the same look on my face when I was reading this stuff. Let's do some kitty ASMR. Come here. Everybody say bye to Kitty Cat. Say bye, Kitty Cat. Say bye, Kitty Cat. Aww. Say bye, Kitty Cat.